Hi folks, today we are gonna start with the Mages Guild, Restored Erratum. Tom Kist asked me to find a sample of hemlock seeds, a deadly poison, for an experiment. He said that Critius Aretino, a bounty hunter who lives in an apartment in the Velothi Tower, might know where I can find a portion. So, this is Narcissus. That's pretty. So it's drum pear or drump ear. I think drum pear is prettier. Let's do that. Oh, there's a key down there.
May I help you?
Curtius Aretino. Ninth floor. 9th floor, people. Ladies and gentlemen, I submit yet again, we do not need 9 floors.
What do you want?
We do need plants, though. What are you? Weeping Veil. You're pretty. We do not need to zone this many times. My God.
Whatever you want.
And you are dead grass. Okay. And they just gave up here. Oh, wow. Okay. Upper storeroom. Ludwell's apartment. What? Ludwell.
You've got my ear. Let's hear it.
Okay. Yeah, Hemlock and Nightshade. What is that? Oh, it's money.
Yes?
Hemlock seeds. It's a tricky one. Only person I know who keeps hemlock is Sidormir. You know who that is, right? The director of the Hlalu Council Company. They say he keeps a pouch somewhere in his council quarter manor, probably in the vault. Why would a respectable businessman like Sidormir keep a plant like that in his vault? Don't ask me, and if you go to his manor looking for them, you didn't hear about it from me. Yeah. As we know, they're both poisons, and he's growing a nice, healthy nightshade plant. Okay, I'm gonna go outside because I don't want to port directly into the poison den. Hi. No reason.
Yes, Outlander. What do you want?
Tunnel. Locked and trapped with a guard right there. What? Why are we on this mission?
Happy to help. What's your problem?
Hi. I'm gonna ask you about hemlock seeds, aren't I? No, I'm not. So this is clearly A steely thing. Okay, it looks like they're down there. This is probably stairs down. I didn't want to join the Thieves Guild for a reason.
Oh, it's you.
This is downstairs.
Can I help you? May I help you?
Oh, hey. No, I'm not down there. Come on, you can help
I
me up here.
suppose I could spare a moment
Happy
or
to
two.
help. What's your problem?
Oh, hello. That's good. Yeah, let's walk up here. Thank you.
What are you gawking at?
Amulet of Domination. There's a lot of nice stuff down here. But unless there's a book or more alchemy. Blank ledger. Each page of this book has been meticulously ruled with ledger tables for later use. Okay. Alright.
You choose to share your time with me. You humble me.
Hemlock seeds. I'll plant these soon. Now, there's one other thing I need from you. Camilla Cora, one of our apprentices, is deathly ill in the dormitories. I need you to give these hemlock seeds to her. They were harvested from a hemlock plant grown here. Don't worry, we aren't putting her out of her misery. You see, something strange is happening in the guild hall. Some of the plants are having their alchemical properties reversed. This will cure her poison, not kill her. Don't ask me how, I'm just a gardener. Okay.
You seem to be fitting
Well met,
in well,
friend.
Outlander. How about a spell or two?
The pleasure is all mine.
The finest potions and elixirs in town are right here.
Feed Camilla the hemlock seeds? Yeah. Camilla's condition seems to be improving. Well, that's good.
Well, here's a fine one. Speak
I
freely.
knew it would work. Glad to hear she's starting to feel better. You want a reward, I take it? Fine. Let old Khan share the secrets of his green thumb with you. My alchemy skill is increased by 2. Ooh, I'm getting close to 90, huh? Oh, and that got me to level 23. Okay. Let's see. Yep, alchemy 89. I love you guys. I love all of you. Every last one of you. Every plant in here,
What
everywhere.
makes this smell?
Yes. I don't know what happened to you, but I love you too. You're one of those underground plants, yes? Okay. House Redoran du Vendetta. Molnor Sevelo should be waiting at the Clarenhule Bridge by now and probably for the last month. Eh. Okay. Oops. And you are beautiful. You are beautiful. Yes, you are. You, tree. All right, see if I can find a bridge. I'll just say I got lost. Yeah, this stuff that's timed, come on, guys. I'm not, I'm on survival mode. It's not particularly, oh wow, look at the trees all over the place. That's beautiful. I'm, I don't know why they ask us to wait. What are these plants? Are you beets? You look like beets. Hoosh sprout. That's unique. I will give it that. So, yeah, let's see. We are 74 hours in. Playing on survival mode. All right, I don't know what's happening here. We were supposed to meet at the bridge, right? Did he wise up and leave? Like, hey, maybe that Outlander isn't actually coming. Ulnar Silvillo should be waiting at the Clarenhule Bridge by now. Map, map. I am so confused. Okay, this is the guy. All right, this looks like it might be a bridge. Yes? Are you standing there in the middle of the bridge?
Something you need.
Die!
Ah, here you are. I was hoping for better weather, truth be told. This rain does spoil the mood somewhat, doesn't it? Are you looking for Bulmar Sibillo? You fool, didn't you listen to what Sergio Civillo said? He never agreed to your absurd proposal. He only said that the matter shall be settled here, and I'm here to do just that. Enough chit-chat. Death threats and rain coming directly through a solid object is chit-chat. I have other work to do after I'm done with you. Just tell me where I can find Civillo, and we can go our separate ways. Oh no, I'm just gonna go as you wish. This is a very unpleasant gentleman. Whack, whack. What a on bone marrow. Hi.
Did you say something?
No, I didn't say anything, and I'm definitely not gonna hit you with my mace. Hey! Okay. On the bridge, I found one of Balnar Civillo's bodyguards waiting for me instead of Civillo himself. So that was attempted murder. On top of my attempted murder. Sir, you have a very large house. Do I want your key? I could pick locks. You're really pretty. I want this in my house. I want ivy. Yeah, here I am getting decorating tips and someone who probably I'm going to kill. I don't think I should be here. Or is he no longer in his mansion? Hey, well, if he doesn't want to live here anymore. Ooh, I want to go to the Chapel of Dibella just because I haven't been there yet. I don't think. Sounds like it would be pretty. Yeah, look at this. Wow, that's... I do love mushrooms, but that's a lot. These are not the pretty... I mean, I love you all dearly, but these are not the prettiest plants you could have chosen. Right?
Not a lot of pretty ladies.
What is this regarding?
Oh, it's Tim Succumbi. Okay.
Anytime you're ready. Just don't keep me waiting.
Excuse me. Did you say something?
Hi. Alright. Slightly underwhelmed by the plant choice. What is the big rock?
Let's hear it.
Are you sculpting? Okay, I can forgive the... Oh, it's art. Sculpture. Painting.
What say you?
I should probably watch.
Okay. Alright, I don't know if I'm supposed to track this guy down or go back to the temple. Alright, I'm gonna try going to the... I tried going to his manor. He does not appear to be there. I'm gonna go back to the hall and see if they've got any further guidance.
Move along, Outlander. Welcome, friend.
That snake. He truly has no honor left in him. But don't assume this is over. He has to have fled to somewhere in the south. I'll have my spies search for him in Narcissus. In the meantime, I have more duties for you. I need you to inspect the Thirring Lily. The Thirring Lily is a merchant vessel that's been stopped at Aldmarac for a routine inspection. The men of Aldmarac supposedly searched it and found nothing suspicious. However, the search was conducted by Edon Prede, an incompetent man who I wouldn't trust to fold my laundry. Let alone something this important. Unfortunately, Commander Delis Lethry refuses to listen to my concerns and insists that the trader should be allowed to proceed to Narcissus so that her men can focus on other matters. We had a little disagreement about it, but eventually Delis caved and agreed to another inspection. However, she declined to send any of her men to inspect the ship and claims that if I insist on wasting time, I should send one of mine. The nerve that girl has. No matter. Go to the dock at Almarac and search the ship's hold for a trace of anything suspicious or illegal. Return to me when you're done.
Welcome, friend. I feel 3
real
blessings to you,
That
Outlander.
is a
This
look.
is a pleasure.
This is a pleasure.
Bugman.
Foreigners.
Nice. High and dry. On the docks of Llanoc, I met Drissa Vendel, a captain of a ship called the Brave Coda. Drissa told me that she and her crew are stuck in town. Okay. I need to go to the shipbuilders and sailors' hall and ask what the delays are. Okay, that's... You've got a canal in your building. That makes sense since you're a shipbuilder. That's where the ship would go. Oh, there's skooma. Technically, should anything... Oh, I can't actually hide. Can anything be stolen after it's already stolen or illegal? Targeting it. Okay, there. I have to wait for this to wear off. Okay. Question is, how do you get it out? Now you can't build a ship in there. That's crazy. Okay, so it's all about smuggling.
You're beaten.
Uh-oh. Moon sugar. Council company trade house key. Skooma. Okay, I just opened the crate. I didn't steal anything, so I don't think I should have a bounty. Quick way to check. 0. Yeah, my crime wasn't reported. shipbuilder's instructions, get this crate into the Brave Coda. Do not be seen by the captain or crew. Okay. That would explain that.
I'm not busy now. What do you need?
Go ahead, Outlander.
Would you be
What do
willing
you
to
need?
recover some lost cargo for me? I'll make it worth your while. I was going through the manifest recently when I discovered that a very important crate I marked as delivered was nowhere to be found. If it isn't here, then I suspect it fell into the river. I cannot be seen diving into the water like a fool, which is why I would pay anyone willing to take the plunge more coin than the cargo is worth to return it to me. Are you interested? Thank you. Here's what I know. The ship carrying my lost cargo came into harbor by the North Channel. It can be quite shallow and rocky there, so I expect they collided with something on the riverbed and lacked the integrity to report the incident. I suspect that is when and where the crate carrying my cargo went overboard. Go, find it. And once you've retrieved it, I want you to put it in a crate I set up in the basement. Then return to me, and do try to be discreet. Or, failing that, quick. Okay.
What, Outlander? Why do you disturb me?
Ship's repairs. Repairs have been delayed due to large migration of mud crabs. That, along with the unusually heavy rains, have been having this season, and it's a wonder my men can work at all. I found your note. You're trying to smuggle skooma on the Brave Coda. I told those fetchers to destroy the note, not leave it lying around. You know, henchmen are really stupid. Well, we've got friends here who have rather too much skooma on their hands. They'd like to share it with their friends in Balfoyan. They've asked me to use the pretense of the repairs to get the skooma stowed away on the Brave Coda in the place where only they can find it. But with Drissa Vendil's crew watching the ship at all hours, my men can't do their work, and there it is. The Brave Coda will be delayed until the skooma is aboard. 2 of them, to be exact. Kidalway, the Altmer, is keeping an eye on the inside of the ship. Tharkle Grosham, a filthy orc drunkard, is hanging around the market near the docks, watching the Brave Coda from the outside. We can't move the skooma aboard with the 2 of them on guard there. I think you can help me with that. If you can organize a distraction for the crew of the Brave Coda, I'll pay you 400 drakes. No, I'm not doing that. My offer stands, and I trust you'll be wise enough not to go blabbing about this deal around town. Lan Ok belongs to the Kimona Tong, and the Tong don't like outlanders who can't still their tongues. Oh, for goodness sake. It just reminds me, I think there was a comment, I don't remember which social media platform it was, but okay, this is crazy. Someone said, why would you do good things in a game where you could get away with murder? And someone in the comments said, because helping people is my power fantasy. And that resonated with me. I always play games the first time through being a relatively good person. And then if I want to go back and explore the game content and explore the story, I'll go be a bad guy. But I, my canon playthroughs, the characters I most resonate with are usually the good people who save world. I could destroy, destruction's pretty easy. So, but creation is harder. So and usually the bad guys are just selfish and petty, and if your power of fantasy is getting more and more and more stuff, nah, I'm not really into that.
What can I do for you?
When you learn something comes straight back to me. If this Randaro wants to smuggle skooma on your ship, just as I thought, that slimy bastard's trying to smuggle on my ship right under my nose. I won't have it, not without him paying me at least. Oh. You've been an excellent agent in this. If you could go to Ex-Redoran, tell him I'll carry his skooma if we can negotiate a cut of the profits, then I'll make it worth your while. Oh. Okay. Well. So skooma addiction is one of those weird things that she, as an alchemist, is relatively ambivalent about, because if you play Skyrim, you can give someone a healing potion and they're not addicted anymore,
Welcome, friend.
which is probably just intended to be one little side quest. Negotiate a cut. So, Drissa wants a cut. She has a reputation for both loyalty and discretion, so I don't doubt she'll be an excellent smuggler, but her cut takes a slice out of my pick. My pick? I don't know. What benefit do I gain to offset the cost? If you don't cut her in, I'll tell the authorities about your little operation.
Die,
Oh.
fetcher!
I really wanted to do that. I'm afraid. Hi. Let me take your key. Yep. I killed him. Not sorry. So I'm not the best negotiator. Maybe you don't ask people on the street to make complicated deals with criminals. If you think you killed Ex-Redoran for my benefit, you're sorely mistaken. Now repairs will take even longer with while the dock workers figure out what to do, and my opportunity to get him with the Kimono Tong is lost. Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, I'm glad I'm done with you. May you stay in port forever. Mansa Menace, an agent in Othmora, asked me to deliver a sealed letter to the overseer of Eldeville Plantation, Meller Beloff. Okay. So she finds it rather difficult to live in a place where moon sugar and skooma are illegal, but slavery is legal. She finds the law to be a tad skewed. And she's going to have to find her own way, because she's seen imperial law, and essentially it's about profit. The Empire wants everything for themselves, and as long as they can profit. So they should just legally sell skooma, right? Where am I going? She says this while she's lugging around 500,000 drakes. She knows she is a bit of a hypocrite. She's trying to grow some morals, but it's difficult. It's very difficult. I'm in Hlan Ok. I need to go to... That's what was confusing me. Okay. Okay, we're going to Flare and Huel and then west. Book addiction and her look, what a beautiful day. This is lovely. Her book addiction, her interest in power and knowledge. She doesn't know if it's procedurally better than being in the Kimono Tong. But she does think that murder is potentially worse than stealing a book. But she's getting power and she's beginning to... Well, no, she's well on her way into realizing she now definitely has the opportunity to retire and stop doing any or all of this, but the search for knowledge is driving her forward.
Whatever you want, within reason.
Letter to the Overseer. Can you give it to me?
You will die.
That cursed slave. I'll make an example. What? Oh, wow. That cursed slave. I'll make an example out of him. Do I get to kill him? No, 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 sir. Aw, man. It had to be done. The letter said he was planning a breakout. Here, have some gold for your work. Oh. Oh, shit. That isn't what I meant to do. Is it? Is it? Uh... Is it? She's got a bounty. She doesn't actually remember. I don't actually remember who that is for. I'm gonna load the game. I don't remember if I'm doing that for Redoran or not. I thought he was attacking me. Let's see how this plays out. I don't actually recall. She meant to kill him before he got there. She was startled and thought he was going to kill her. Okay, let's see. Mounts a menace, an agent. Yeah, okay. So I just agreed to deliver a... Had to be done. The letter said he was planning a breakout. Here, have some gold for your work. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, and he just died. Okay. Well, I'm upset. All right. And those are the outcomes of just taking a job for someone you don't know. Bandits in Kuriki. Phoebius Futurius, the commander of the Othmura garrison, said he'd reward me for clearing out the bandits in Kuriki. Is that a woodpecker? Okay, I'm gonna go to the Marbani crossing and go south. She's not going to fool herself into thinking she could make a huge difference by saving one slave's life, but she would have rather saved that one slave's life.
What is this about?
There's really no way to salvage that as a character reaction, because I, as a player, could, you know, queue up a calm or something like that, but it's just a life lesson. She's going to feel bad about that for a good long while. She is grateful that she feels bad when she sees those who are helpless, powerless, and attempting to be valiant die. That's a good sign for her character, but she also wasn't going to die herself. She could kill him, she could get a bounty, but she wasn't going to be able to quickly prevent that. And without being able to kill that person, it would certainly result in much more bloodshed in the future. So she wasn't prepared for that, and she's just gonna have to live with that. So realistically, in this character's life, this might be the point at which she would... What is going on here? Troll pen? Hi. Swamp troll. Alright. The human heart. Alright. What, does that mean there were a human that would... Okay. So, realistically, that moment might have made her go, I'm going to take my $500,000 and go lead the Mages Guild where she has true authority and make it a better place. But of course, for the game, I'm not going to do that.
May I help you?
I have done playthroughs where characters get to
Go ahead,
points
Outlander.
in the
What do you
game
need?
where they have had it and they let a death in the game be their final death, and I just turn the game off and that's the end of their story. But we're not doing that here.
Welcome, Dunmer. Let's set aside our differences and talk, shall we?
They're all dead? Great work. And going toe-to-toe with a swamp troll. That's impressive feat. Personally, I'd have left it alone. It won't be long before another group shacks up in Kuriki Anyway, the people from here in Marabani Crossing, thank you. Here's your reward as promised. And how about another 100 gold for the beast? Okay. Can't buy a kill. I remember this. This is the one where we have to go speak to the woman. He's trying to get her killed by the Morag Tong. She's pretty close to Salem, so I'm just gonna head to Salem and go east. This was the guy we told him, yeah, sure, I'll kill her, with the hopes that I can save it. Look how beautiful. Oh, the grass mod makes such a huge difference. Sky and oh, I love it. This is beautiful. You know, this might be the place where she wants to retire, this little farmhouse. Look at it. It's gorgeous. The view. Oh,
Whatever you want, within reason.
Rothtor, you know him? He passed through here a bit ago, apparently on some bizarre kind of vacation. Trashed the local tavern and left in a huff, all because I beat him at cards. You think the Nord that passed through here is trying to get me killed? That doesn't make sense. He barely knows me. Do you have any proof? Here's his request. What's this note? To the Akamora Morag Tong, Hrothgar wants me dead for cheating him? There's no way the Tong would ever accept this, but I should lay low for a while, just in case he tries something stupid. Please, take the money I won from him. I had a plan for it, but it wouldn't be any help to me dead. Okay, I'm just a farmer. Before this, I'd been doing the same thing for 80 years. Maybe I'm a little better at cards than I put on, but that's hardly a reason to kill me. Okay, alright, well, I've warned her. I was kind of hoping she could give me her amulet. Oh, that's it. That's the end of it. The quest is over. Okay. Alright, I warned her. The company we keep. I have proposed to assist the guard captain, Relemus Saravane, in investigating the recent spree of burglaries in Bosmora. He suspects Eligil, a visitor who happened to arrive at the temple right before the incidents, and the Khajiit trader Cassine on general grounds of disreputable behavior or racism. I am to inquire about the thefts reported by Samsandala and the Ferris, respectively, at the temple and Ferris Manor, as well as examine the suspects. All right. I know we've been to Bosmora, so I can just go inside the houses.
From where do you hail, friend?
Burglaries. Yes, I've heard about that. And yes, I had assumed the guards would suspect me. They already couldn't take their eyes off me from the very second I set foot in Bosmora, which is why they'd know, if they had any confidence in their ability to spy on one single Bosmer, that I couldn't possibly have anything to do with the thefts. I'll admit I'm not always on good terms with Imperial laws, but I've really just come here to visit my friend Sulimus. Pretty.
Is there something I can do for you? What do you want?
Come for Asham? Cassine has nothing else to trade. Cassine is in trouble, and no one in Basmora will help Cassine. Bad people want to do business with Cassine. Bad business, not advantageous, so honest trader Cassine declines. Now bad people threaten Khajiit, say they will spread lies in the ears of Indoril guards until they get coins. Cassine already has business and lies. No, Cassine already has business and lies. Cassine doesn't want the bad people's business and lies. Will the Dunmer help? I'll help. The bad people are staying in Saserdari mine. Cassine wants them to leave him alone. Burglaries. Ah, now Cassine learns the reason for all the queer looks from the Indoril. More of them than usual, Khajiit feels, but doesn't know why and doesn't bother to ask. Nobody will help Cassine, so perhaps Cassine will help himself to their things. Wise Indoril see very far into the future. For now, Cassine has his own troubles. The Dunmer knows. You are helping Cassine, yes? Okay, so I said, okay.
Wealth beyond measure.
Greetings. I welcome you to my humble abode. I have some duties to attend to, but how may I assist you? Captain Saravane has recruited you to help in the investigation? A peculiar choice, but I trust he has his reasons. The theft happened 2 weeks ago while my wife and I were away in Akamora. Our chest downstairs was emptied of its gold, and a bottle of fine brandy went missing. Okay, he says his
Wealth
wife
beyond
might be
measure,
able to give me more details. So let's find his wife.
Yes, Outlander?
There isn't much I know, as it all must have happened while we were away. Aside from gold, a few pieces of jewelry I wasn't wearing were gone, none of them of any note. Unless you want me to go on about how upsetting it is to suddenly find one's possessions missing, that was all I could say. My husband might be able to tell you more. I know you guys have a nice house. I like it here.
This weather is odd.
Okay.
That rat's in the bag. A warm welcome to you.
Found no evidence to suggest either Eligel or Cassine is guilty. I wasn't really expecting either to just break down and admit to the thefts. I have every confidence the Khajiit, at the very least, is doing something illegal. But there are higher priorities here. I won't arbitrarily detain both of them, especially since I cannot entirely rule out the possibility that the burglar is from outside of town. Have you talked to the victims? Yeah, it says not yet. I did. I did. Okay, I'm going to go to the mine because they might have the jewelry there. am not gawking. How pretty. Really beautiful. Is that supposed to be a boat? Oh, wow. That's not seaworthy. Not seaworthy. It's like a big leaf. More seaworthy, but I don't know how you got it through the door. Dried slaughterfish. Hey, you're not supposed to be here. You need to leave. Keeson wants you to stop bothering him. I don't know what you're talking about, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's none of your business. You should leave now. Why can't I come in? It's my cave. This is a mining operation. I don't have time to chat with you. Tell you the truth, most people in my line of work would have already attacked you by now. I'm doing you a favor. Take a hint and walk away. Huh. I'm leaving. Okay, that's interesting. They're not aggressive. Enslaver? What? But I'm not. I'm not. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. No, now I'm killing you. No, I'm opening that.
Excuse me, Sarah.
Okay. Look. Who has a key?
Your wounds are great.
Okay, there's the slave key. I'm going to look at all of... Hey, honey. No, go out the other way. Treads on Toes is his name.
Your turn to talk, ours to listen.
I don't see her jewelry.
Your turn to talk, ours to listen.
Oh, I don't know. This gentleman is very polite now, but...
You honor me. Please speak.
Excuse me, sir. Huh.
I don't like this, but... Yes, she is okay with killing people who are standing on top of a slave cage.
May I help you? Warmly greeted, friend. Welcome.
You've cleared the iron mine of bad people. Cassine is grateful. Perhaps you can make use of these nice stones. The bad people force Cassine to buy them. Cassine does not deal in that sort of thing. Pocket them quickly or the guards will think otherwise. 2 raw ebony. Okay, I'm gonna see if this updates this quest. I don't really know, but
I see this land suits you. We welcome you freely, Outlander.
okay, I don't really have much more direction. Let me see if there are any more markers in town. I did speak to... I'm gonna try to look around the house of the people whose stuff got stolen. Gadavan and... okay, I'm gonna take one last look around their house, and then I'm gonna figure this one as abandoned. Wow, it won't let me fast travel. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's only leading me back to the quest giver.
Is there something you need? She's not hard to look at.
want to talk to them one more time, but I really don't know.
I see this land suits you. We welcome you freely, Outlander.
How
You
wonderful.
may speak.
Welcome, Outlander. Welcome, friend.
Okay. I really don't know. I'm not gonna go snooping around a bazillion places to see if I can figure it out. So I'm afraid this one is not
You flatter me with your attention.
all that clear.
Wealth beyond
Let me
measure.
try speaking to the suspects again. Casino's in the marketplace.
You may speak.
See if you can help
Yes,
me out
sir.
anymore.
What warm day to you, friend.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not really getting anything more from this, so I'm gonna hide this. It's not I love the place, but it's not terribly relevant to what I'm doing. So, back in Necrom, Francine Eldard wants to investigate energies that are created in places used for magical incantation. While she's going to visit an expert on the subject in Altposara, she wants me to ask representatives of the temple in Necrom for permission to visit the Bone Walker smithies. Chamber of Parting. Wow, that is white.
I am never too busy for a good talk.
This is the Chamber of Parting. If they elect to do so, families may hold a period of mourning while the bodies of the departed rest here before being interred. Speaking frankly, this is not a place for ordinary pilgrims. Measurements at our smithies. An ominous request, unsurprisingly, from an imperial guild. Well, now that you've bothered to travel to Necrom for this, I'll be polite and give you an appropriate reply. Wait a moment, I'll write down the reply for your colleague. Here, this is my reply. Please deliver it to your colleague. To make the long story short, we demand from people who visit the smithies to be respectful and considerate. These measurements Aldard is intending to perform would be neither. They would be useless and inappropriate. You have a book. Sorry.
Ah, welcome, friend. I have a potion for every occasion. What do you need?
Who put that there? Well, hello there.
Something unbelievable has happened. Ah, you have a reply from Bratislava, the administrator? Yes, that's superb, but we have to focus our attention onto a more urgent problem right now. As you surely remember, I intended to meet a fellow scientist in Altbasara. However, I never arrived there. I got arrested in Fort Windmoth instead, and I wasn't even informed of the charge. I must say I'm relieved to see you well. However, I have run into more serious problems while you were away. Guards have arrested me for no obvious reason. I was passing by Fort Windmoth By teleportation, I was able to escape before they could jail me, but it remains a mystery why they were trying to in the first place. It's impossible for me to return to Fort Windmoth myself to clarify the issue,
What was
so I
I
must ask you
thinking?
to do this favor for me. Okay. Interview with a vampire. I received 2 enchanted scrolls from Francine, which might prove useful. She stated that pacifying an old vampire would require a more powerful spell. I believe I have a decent calm that I made to go with the Reekling and the Good Beast. He wants me to interrogate a vampire. I'm to speak to a stray group of these creatures staying in Mugon Crypt. Alright, let's see. Wow, look how beautiful it is at sunset. Oh, I love this place so much. That is lovely. Stoneflower! Okay, not so musical. Vampire. Alright, let's get the calm spell up. Alright, this is gonna be hit or miss. So, save here. I don't know if this is supposed to be a control spell and not a calm. Okay, that's good. All right, let's see. Ugh. You've come here to speak? Speak then, if you must. Questions on vampirism. If it's power you seek, you should look elsewhere. There's nothing formidable about the curse bestowed upon us. A study, you say? Your curiosity is misplaced, but fine. Ask your questions and let us be done. Which bloodline do you belong to? Not content to be cursed, we're now outcasts as well. We were once of the Baron clan, and as such we retain the more furtive features and underhanded inclinations of the Baron, though we are no longer welcome among them. How did you become a vampire? The vampire of the Baron fed on me, and I was left for dead, perhaps not so mistakenly. How long have you been a vampire? More than 3 centuries, at the very least, long enough to have stopped keeping track of time. Why were you cast out? Vampires in a clan pretend to take delight in their condition. It's a testament to their hypocrisy that, for all the scorn of the living, they take refuge in pride, as exiles commonly do. Let's just say my views weren't popular. Describe your resistance to steel weapons. You would call this strength? The frailty of rare metals is part of our curse. They hurt our blood, as do fire and sunlight. Are you undead? Do I look alive to you? I care little how you classify those affected by the disease. I know I have died. Can you feed on other vampires? Would you have found several starving vampires here if that were the case? I like this. Are you related to ash vampires? I've not heard of them, though I suspect common folk would easily attribute the name to any number of other ravenous creatures. Do vampires maintain a link to the Daedric realm of Cold Harbor? Why would we have anything to do with oblivion? Thirst and hunger do addle our minds, but we would feast on cultists for even thinking of joining them. Daedra aren't prey, so they are of no interest to us either. According to lore, I don't know what the mod make. I don't know if the mod maker knows or does not know, but Molag Bal created the first vampire, so vampirism is definitely related to Oblivion and Molag Bal by canon, which should have all been available before this mod came out. Are you different from the vampires in Vardenfell? While other forms are usually found in the mainland, I was infected by a disease from Vardenfell, as are all the Burn. So yeah, the vampire thing, the vampire story, that I believe that is mostly in Serana's storyline in Skyrim, but she describes very specifically the origin of vampires, which was Molag Bal raping a woman, turning her. He's the Daedra of rape, um, and in we'll get to it, but in Vivek's sermons, he is the, I don't know what you want to call it. He has a lot of sex with Molag Bal. They were married. There was pomegranates. There's a whole thing. I don't know how much crazy is involved there, but I'd say lots of crazy. But Molag Bal is absolutely the Daedra of rape and the person who created vampires through degradation and rape. And you can become a powerful vampire, which is how Serana and her parents did it, by submitting to Molag Bal. And she won't really describe it, which is fine with me, but it's not good. Are the vampires of Cyrodiil different? They are more secretive than even the Burn. They might be related, but not much is known about them. Are the vampires of Skyrim different? The Volkihar of Nord myths are nothing like us. Are the vampires of Black Marsh different? From what I've heard, the Wet Fang would be content to continually feed on hypnotized prey, and less aggressive than our clan. Turned Argonians turned in Morrowind, for there are such abominations, are every bit the savage as you would expect, and show no signs of such meekness. Is your thirst for blood ever sated? Does it affect your abilities? Enough! I've answered your questions. I wouldn't have had you not... Though I would... Okay. I believe this is a typo. Let me figure it out. Enough! I've answered your questions, though I wouldn't have had you not... it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to say she wished I didn't cast this spell. I wouldn't have had you not affected my mind with magic. I'm going to interpret that to mean I wish you had not affected my mind with magic. That I will not hold against you. No, I would rather ask of you a favor. Before you leave, you must kill me, this life or unlife, however you call it. I tire of it, yet cannot end it myself. Instinct will soon take over your trickery, and again, no more of this endless starving. Hurry now, you will kill me. If you don't, you will die at my hand. Fair enough. Okay, that went surprisingly well. Okay. She no longer exists. Worthless old key. You know, while I'm here, Shrine of Almalexia's Mercy. Good thing I'm not affected with sanguinis, whatever the make you vampire thing. Okay, I'm not actually seeing that the quest has updated, but let me return Renosa. Let's see, Renosa. Where is Renosa? I'm gonna try the Akamora. Is it in Akamora? Mages Guild there? Interesting. I'm not really seeing that it's finished, but hold on. Okay, it is Akamora. I had to look it up. Not seeing a quest marker, but I'm just gonna return there. That was cool. I like that. That was a good quest. I'm gonna go here. Maybe that. It looks like there's another house for sale in Akamora. If only there were a house for sale in Salem. Sell the manor. Here's the gold, 15,000. Oh, look! It is. It is a beautiful home. Home. Okay, I need some tips to come by. Clearly. Oh, I finally have my beautiful manor. Look. Flowers. A bed. In fact, she is going to actually sleep here to christen the home. Oh, lovely. Oh, she's so happy. Check the basement to make sure nothing awful is coming up. Oh, wow. Yeah, look, Warrior's Anvil. As you stand at the anvil, you notice a strange humming coming from the hammer. You feel an urge to maintain your armor. Grab the hammer and begin to work. Lost track of time working. Wow, I don't know what that meant, but Warrior's Grindstone. You notice a strange glow on the grindstone. You feel an urge to maintain your weapon. Marksman. Grab your weapon and begin to work. Okay, this is nice. So let's see what it did, if anything, to my bow. I have no idea. I don't know what it did, but that was cool. I wonder if it repaired. I'll try using a hammer and say, no. Okay, well, that was interesting. Oh, she's very happy about that. Very happy. So she has a lovely Indoril home. It's right on a mountain path, surrounded by flowers. Okay, she's happy about that. Alright, so back to trying to find the Guild of Mages in Akamora. She's going to have to actually teleport somewhere to teleport here. I don't, no, there isn't. Isn't, this is the place, yeah, this is the place with the, alright. I've got to be mistaken. Okay, I'm mistaken about being mistaken. It's definitely Nakamura. Okay. Guild of Mages! I saw you, and then I scrolled. What did I do? Okay, yeah, it's a tiny, tiny little... I keep looking for a bigger building.
Ah, welcome, friend.
It
Looking
is
for
a tiny
potions
little
to make
building.
you
It's
stronger?
straight up and straight
Heal
down.
your
Okay.
hurts, or perhaps
Well, hello
Not
there.
Francine.
Ah, welcome, friend. I've a potion for every occasion. What do you need?
Anosa.
Good
Warm
friend.
greetings, Outlander. Care to peruse my spells?
A shame you had to destroy them. I understand they aren't the most peaceful creatures, but you should have done as you were instructed and escaped. This information could prove crucial to our understanding of vampirism, and there are other details I would have liked to learn, but there's nothing we can do about that now, is there? Still, this is a step in the right direction when it comes to knowledge of the Morrowind species. And on a more practical note, these answers aren't exactly what I expected, but they give me an idea. Come back in a few days. I'll have an experiment to conduct, and I think I'll have something for you then. You're free to carry out your other duties in the meantime. I have no more duties, and if I had, I'm not sure I would trust you with them. You could try asking Francine. That's fine. Uh, I'm okay with that.
You want to speak with me about advancement? Am I ready for the next rank,
Okay,
Archmage?
so yeah, I'm already high enough. She doesn't trust me to do that. I am not sorry to end a creature's life who wanted peace. Not to mention they would have eaten more people, so I'm okay with that. The members of the Balfoyan Guild of Mages do not believe that Tirasa Melvos' dream have a magical origin, but have mentioned there's a Daedric ruin dedicated to Sheogorath called Varanzaris nearby. Maybe someone or something there could help with her dreams. Okay, this looks like a rather large place, but let's head up there.
Good hunting.
Alright, looks like there's a quest I could pick up. Oh, maybe it's another home. With levitating grass. Okay, we have some issues
What
right
do
here.
you want, Outlander?
Sell the manor. 18,000 gold. Okay, so I have levitating grass manor. Alright, so the landscaping here isn't so great.
How wonderful. Welcome.
Pretty house. Pretty plants. Unfortunately, I'm never going to remember where any of these houses are. Let's see if there's a balcony. Okay, cool. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm never going to remember where any of these houses are. I'll try to remember the one in Nakamura. She will certainly be happy retiring there one day. Okay, so the NPC's name is Ismi, and of course now all I just have Mario stuck in my head. Ismi! Mario! Except, she'd actually have to say, Ismi! Ismi! Just kind of a Pokemon thing. Is it? You killed my cultist, mortal. Lucky for you, I found them annoying. I'm Ismi, guardian of the shrine. What is it that you seek? Dreams of a flood. A lady in Balfoyan dreams of the city sinking, and that's why you've come all the way here. No, I've never heard of Teresa Melvos. I certainly did not send any of my minions to afflict her. Do I know of all the twisted designs of my lord Sheogorath? Of course not, but I imagine that our sovereign has more interesting things to do than send a vision as boring as this to some pompous tribunal devotee. Tell her she may believe what she wants. Of course, I would never dissuade a mortal from going mad. Lord Sheogorath is the sovereign of the Shivering Isles, the comforter of men, and the fourth corner in the House of Troubles. The mad god he is called, too, though it might be unwise to do so to his face. I told you all I know, mortal. These dreams you speak of bore me. You bore me. Leave or offer up some more inspired fancies. I don't like you. I mean, except for like the skull and wood beetle shell. Really? Really? Okay. Okay, I'm going to try going to a random alchemist, though I don't know why. See if we can wrap this up.
The freshest
Go ahead,
ingredients in
Outlander.
town.
What do you need?
Ah, good, a customer. Not tempted by that other alchemist and her exotic poisons, are you? You're a smart one. If only the rest of Balfoyan were as smart as you. I'm getting distracted. Are you here for potions or ingredients? The other alchemist is named Hemet Faller. That's right, a Breton. Is there any surprise that she's tried tricking honest citizens of Balfoyan into buying spoiled potions? The guards weren't too happy with that, but somehow she's still getting a lot of customers. They should be coming to a proper self-respecting alchemist like me. I have a plan, though, to turn her business around. You'll help me bring her to justice, won't you? Splendid! My plan is very simple. Take this spoiled potion and plant it in Hemet's sales chest. Oh, for goodness sake, no, I'm not doing that. Dreams of a flood. The woman is plagued by recurring nightmares. You've come to the right place because this sounds exactly like the sort of thing that one of my sleeping drafts can help her with. She should give it a try. I can promise her restful, dreamless sleep and no more nasty visions of our fine city drowning.
I'm not going to buy that skooma from you. Get rid of it, and
Oh,
then we
for
can
goodness
trade.
sake. It was evidence. Okay, I need to drop the skooma. And I need to drop the vampire remains because she's not going to like that either. So you can decide what to do with it. Good. It's now on your floor. As you notice, most of the people that I speak to now, I don't have to do any persuasion with. They're already pretty much there. Okay, let's go back to Terrassa Melvos. Beautiful. Oh, wow. We're pretty close to Vivek.
Welcome, friend. You're nearly a legend around here. Please, talk.
Dreams of a flood. Have you found out anything about the source of my dream? I spoke to a servant of Sheogorath. You spoke to the Daedric fiends, so they won't admit to it, but they won't deny it either. Alas, I think you were right to pursue this lead. With a shrine of the Dark Daedra and madness so close to the city, I'm surprised more people aren't having strange dreams. Perhaps I'm more receptive than others. No matter, I will not be led astray by Sheogorath. If the priests here can't help me, I'll go to Skrinthud and seek cleansing. Thank you for braving Baron Zaris on my behalf. Here, for you. Okay. Cool. Okay. I believe she will look out over the water, the gigantic meteor from afar, and then head home. She's got more beautiful homes. That makes her very happy. But home is where the books are.
Because the rules are so complex and the stakes are so high, many people blanch at the thought of speaking with a noble with a title. For starters, it is important to address them correctly, for just as no one likes to be misnamed, no one likes to be mistitled. The problem is that in High Rock, traditions of the peerage differ slightly from region to region. The base rules follow. There are 8 kingdoms in High Rock in the following regions: North Point, Daggerfall, Shornhelm, Camlorn, Farron, Evermore, Wayrest, and Johanna. If a woman is ruling one of these areas, she is called the Queen. The husband of a queen and the wife of a king is not necessarily of equal rank. They may not be kings and queens themselves. Their children are princes and princesses. Their grandchildren are also princes and princesses. If a male ruler dies, his wife takes the title Dowager Queen, providing there is not a Dowager Queen already. Like all rules, there are exceptions. One noted exception took place recently in Daggerfall, when King Lysandus died. In most regions, his wife Minisera would not have become Dowager Queen of Daggerfall, because Lysandus's mother, the widow Nulfaga, still lived. In Daggerfall, however, it is permissible for there to be two persons with the same title. Thus, both Nulfaga and Minisera have the title Dowager Queen. If a female ruler, who does not share rank with her husband, dies, there is no male equivalent to the word dowager. Widowers of queens usually take another title, either a lesser family title or one given by their children. There have been a few men in the history of High Rock who have fallen from being addressed as king to being addressed as Mr. at the death of their wife. Other regions are ruled by dukes and duchesses, marquises or marquises, and marquises or marchionesses, counts and countesses, viscounts or viscountesses, barons or baronesses, and lords or ladies. This list is theoretically listed from highest to lowest rank, but the ruler of a territory outranks all other nobles, regardless of title. Dwinnen, for example, is a barony, and the baron or baroness of Dwinnen outrank any other noble in that territory, even dukes and counts. In theory, again this may not be the case according to local custom, the eldest son or daughter of a noble takes their parents' highest family title below their parents'. Thus, the Duke of Northmoor, who is also the Marquis of Calder, had a daughter who became the Marchioness of Calder. Kings and queens are always addressed as Your Majesty in conversation. Dukes and duchesses, Your Grace. All other rulers may be addressed with their title and name, or lord or lady and their name. A few hints may be needed to determine exactly who rules a territory. You may rely on people on the streets to make reference to their ruler, but that may not be enough. After all, if the gossip involved Lord Beamish and Viscountess Bird, neither or both could be the ruler of the territory. I have found that a more predictable method is to pay some attention to the names of taverns and shops in a region. By tradition, many of these are called the Duke's Fox or the Lady's Provisions. This, more often than not, is the name of the ruler. If the shop's name is Lady Anissa's Provisions or Lord Boxworth's Fox, that is probably the name of a local titled merchant, not the ruler. A store with an unnamed ruler's title has probably been around for some time, and does not bother to change its name with the new name of the ruler. In speaking with any person, a ruler or not, it is best to know what sort of a person they are first. Rulers tend to stand on ceremony and prefer that people addressing them speak politely and deferentially. There are, of course, exceptions to this, particularly among younger rulers or rulers new to their positions. They may prefer a bolder, slangy style. If you are unsure of your ability to adopt the vocabulary of either an aristocrat or a criminal, choose to speak as plainly and directly as possible. You will seldom charm someone by plain talk, but you will also not alienate by mangled politesse or dated slang. Alienating a ruler, I need not tell you, can be the last mistake one can make.
Fire and Darkness, The Brotherhoods of Death, by Ynir Gorming. The History of the Morag Tong Assassin Guild. Brother, I still call you brother, for we share our bonds of blood, tested but unbroken by hatred. Even if I am murdered, which seems inevitable now, know that, brother. You and I are not innocents, so our benedictions of mutual enmity is not tragedy but horror. This state of silent, shadowed war, of secret poisons and sleeping men strangled in their beds, of the sudden arrow and the artful dagger, has no end that I can see. No possibility for peace. I see the shadows in the room move, though the flame of my candle is steady. I know the signs that This note was found where it had fallen beneath the floorboards of an abandoned house in the Nordic village of Jallenheim in the 358th year of the Second Era. It was said that a quiet cobbler lived in the house, whispered by some to be a member of the dread Morag Tong, the Assassin's Guild outlawed throughout Tamriel 34 years previously. The house itself was perfectly in order, as if the cobbler had simply vanished. There was a
Shaw's Tongue. The first song of King Wulfharth is ancient, circa 1E 500. After the defeat of the Alessian army at Glenumbria Moors, where King Hogue Merkila was slain, Wulfharth of Atmora was elected by the Pact of Chieftains. His Thu'um was so powerful that he could not verbally swear into the office, and scribes were used to draw up his oaths. Immediately thereafter, the scribes wrote down the first new law of his reign, a fiery reinstatement of the traditional Nordic pantheon. The edicts were outlawed, their priests put to the stake, and their halls set ablaze. The shadow of King Borgus had ended for a span. For his zealotry, King Wulfharth was called Shaw's Tongue, and Ismir, Dragon of the North, Kine's son. The second song of King Wulfharth glorifies his deeds in the eyes of the old gods. He fights the eastern orcs and shouts their chief into hell. He rebuilds the 418th step of High Hrothgar, which had been damaged by a dragon. When he swallowed a thundercloud to keep his army from catching cold, the Nords called him the Breath of Kine. Old Knocker. The third song of King Wulfharth tells of his death. Orki, an enemy god, had always tried to ruin the Nords, even in Atmora, where he stole their years away. Seeing the strength of King Wulfharth, Orki summoned the ghost of Alduin Time-Eater again. Nearly every Nord was eaten down to 6 years old. Boy Wulfharth pleaded to Shaw, the dead chieftain of the gods, to help his people. Shaw's own ghost then fought the Time-Eater on the spirit plane, as he did at the beginning of time, and he won, and Orki's folk, the Orcs, were ruined. As Boy Wulfharth watched the battle in the sky, he learned a new Thu'um, what happens when you shake the dragon just so. He used this new magic to change his people back to normal. In his haste to save so many, though, he shook too many years out on himself. He grew older than the Greybeards, and died. The flames of his pyre were said to have reached the hearth of Kine itself. The Ash King. The fourth song of King Wulfharth tells of his rebirth. The dwarves and devils of the eastern kingdoms had started to fight again, and the Nords hoped they might reclaim their ancient holdings there because of it. They planned an attack, but then gave up, knowing that they had no strong king to lead them. Then in walked the Devil of Dagoth, who swore he came in peace. Moreover, he told the Nords a wondrous thing. He knew where the heart of Shaw was. Long ago, the chief of the gods had been killed by elven giants, and they ripped out Shaw's heart and used it as a standard to strike fear into the Nords. This worked until Isgramor shouted some sense, and the Nords fought back again. Knowing that they were going to lose eventually, the elven giants hid the heart of Shaw so that the Nords might never have their god back. But here was the Devil of Dagoth with good news. The dwarves and devils of the Eastern Kingdom had his heart, and this was the reason for their recent unrest. The Nords asked the Devil of Dagoth why he might betray his countrymen so, and he said that the devils have betrayed each other since the beginning of time, and this was so, and so the Nords believed him. The tongues sung Shaw's ghost into the world again. Shaw gathered an army as he did of old, and then he sucked in the long-strewn ashes of King Wulfharth and remade him, for he needed a good general. But the Devil of Dagoth petitioned to be that general too, and he pointed out his role as the blessed harbinger of this holy war. So Shaw had 2 generals, the Ash King and the Devil of Dagoth, and he marched on the eastern kingdoms with all the sons of Skyrim. Red Mountain. The 5th song of King Wulfharth is sad. The survivors of the disaster came back under a red sky. That year is called Sun's Death. The Devil of Dagoth had tricked the Nords, for the heart of Shaw was not in the eastern kingdoms, and had never been there at all. As soon as Shaw's army had got to Red Mountain, all the devils and dwarves fell upon them. Their sorcerers lifted the mountain and threw it onto Shaw, trapping him underneath Red Mountain until the end of time. They slaughtered the sons of Skyrim, but not before King Wulfharth killed King Dumak the dwarf orc, and doomed his people. Then Vake the devil blasted the Ash King into hell, and it was over. Later, Kine lifted the ashes of Izmir into the sky, saving him from hell and showing her sons the colour of blood when it is brought by betrayal, and the Nords will never trust another devil again. Scene, the Imperial City, Cyrodiil. Date, 7 Frostfall, 3rd Era, 397. It seemed as if the palace had always housed the Atreus Building Commission, the company of clerks and estate agents who authored and notarized nearly every construction of any note in the empire. It had stood for 250 years, since the reign of the Emperor Magnus, a plain-fronted and austere hall on a minor but respectable plaza in the imperial city. Energetic and ambitious middle-class lads and ladies worked there, as well as complacent middle-aged ones like Decumus Scotti. No one could imagine a world without the commission, least of all Scotti. To be accurate, he could not imagine a world without himself in the commission. Lord Atreus is perfectly aware of your contributions, said the managing clerk, closing the shutter that demarcated Scotty's office behind him. But you know that things have been difficult. Yes, said Scotty stiffly. Lord Vannick's men have been giving us a lot of competition lately, and we must be more efficient if we are to survive. Unfortunately, that means releasing some of our historically best, but presently underachieving senior clerks. I understand. Can't be helped. I'm glad that you understand, smiled the managing clerk, smiling thinly and withdrawing. Please have your room cleared immediately. Scotty began the task of organizing all his work to pass on to his successor. It would probably be young Imbralius who would take most of it on, which was as it should be, he considered philosophically. The lad knew how to find business. Scotty wondered idly what the fellow would do with the contracts for the new statue of St. Alessia for which the Temple of the One had applied. Probably invent a clerical error, blame it on his old predecessor, Decumus Scotti, and require an additional cost to rectify. I have correspondence for Decumus Scotti of the Atreus Building Commission. Scotti looked up. A fat-faced courier had entered his office and was thrusting forth a sealed scroll. He handed the boy a gold piece and opened it up. By the poor penmanship, atrocious spelling and grammar, and overall unprofessional tone, it was manifestly evident who the writer was. Leodes Jurus, a fellow clerk some years before, who had left the commission after being accused of unethical business practices. Dear Scotty, I imagine you always wondered what happened to me, and the last place you would have expected to find me is out in the woods. But that's exactly where I am. Ha ha! If you're smart and want to make a lot of extra gold for Lord Atreus and yourself, ha ha, you'll come down to Valenwood too. If you haven't or have been following the politics here lately, you may or may not know that there's been a war between the Boschmer and their neighbours elsewhere over the past 2 years. Things have only just calmed down, and there's a lot that needs to be rebuilt. Now, I've got more business than I can handle, but I need someone with some clout, someone representing a respected agency to get the quill in the ink. That Somone is you, my fiend. Come and meet me at the Mother Pascos Tavern in Falinesti, Valenwood. He'll be here 2 weeks, and you won't be sorry. Juris P.S. Bring a wagon-load of timber if you can. What do you have there, Scotty? Asked a voice. Scotty started. It was Imbralius, his damnably handsome face peeking through the shutters, smiling in that way that melted the hearts of the stingiest of patrons and the roughest of stonemasons. Scotty shoved the letter in his jacket pocket. Personal correspondence, he sniffed. I'll be cleared up here in just a moment. I don't want to hurry you, said Imbralius, grabbing a few sheets of blank contracts from Scotty's desk. I've just gone through a stack, and the junior scribe's hands are all cramping up, so I thought you wouldn't miss a few. The lad vanished. Scotty retrieved the letter and read it again. He thought about his life, something he rarely did. It seemed a sea of grey with a black, insurmountable wall looming. There was only one narrow passage he could see in that wall. Quickly, before he had a moment to reconsider it, he grabbed a dozen of the blank contracts with the shimmering gold leaf Atreus Building Commission by appointment of His Imperial Majesty, and hid them in the satchel with his personal effects. The next day he began his adventure with a giddy lack of hesitation. He arranged for a seat in a caravan bound for Valenwood, the single escorted conveyance to the southeast, leaving the imperial city that week. He had scarcely hours to pack, but he remembered to purchase a wagon-load of timber. "It will be extra gold to pay for a horse to pull that," frowned the convoy head. "So I anticipated," smiled Scotty, with his best Imbralius grin. 10 wagons in all set off that afternoon through the familiar Cyrodiilic countryside, past fields of wildflowers, gently rolling woodlands, friendly hamlets. The clop of the horses' hooves against the soundstone road reminded Scotty that the Atreus Building Commission constructed it. 5 of the 18 necessary contracts for its completion were drafted by his own hand. "Very smart of you to bring that wood along," said a grey-whiskered Breton man next to him on his wagon. "You must be in commerce." "Of a sort," said Scotty, in a way he hoped was mysterious, before introducing himself. "Decumus Scotty." "Griff Mallon," said the man. "I'm a poet, actually a translator of old Bosmer literature. I was researching some newly discovered tracts of the Menoriad play bar 2 years ago, when the war broke out and I had to leave. You are no doubt familiar with the Menoriad, if you're aware of the Green Pact." Scotty thought the man might be speaking perfect gibberish, but he nodded his head. "Naturally, I don't pretend that the Menoriad is as renowned as the Me Elidian or as ancient as the Dansir Gol, but I think it has a remarkable significance to understanding the nature of the Merolithic Bosmer mind. The origin of the wood elf aversion to cutting their own wood or eating any plant material at all, yet paradoxically their willingness to import plant stuff from other cultures, I feel can be linked to a passage in the Menoriad." Mallon shuffled through some of his papers, searching for the appropriate text. To Scotty's vast relief, the carriage soon stopped to camp for the night. They were high on a bluff over a grey stream, and before them was the great valley of Valenwood. Only the cry of seabirds declared the presence of the ocean to the bay to the west. Here the timber was so tall and wide, twisting around itself like an impossible knot begun eons ago, to be impenetrable. A few more modest trees, only 50 feet to the lowest branches, stood on the cliff at the edge of camp. The sight was so alien to Scotty, and he found himself so anxious about the proposition of entering the wilderness, that he could not imagine sleeping. Fortunately, Mallon had supposed he had found another academic with a passion for the riddles of ancient cultures. Long into the night he recited Bosmer verse in the original and in his own translation, sobbing and bellowing and whispering wherever appropriate. Gradually Scotty began to feel drowsy, but a sudden crack of wood snapping made him sit straight up. "What was that?" Mallon smiled. "I like it too. Convocation in the malignity of the moonless speculum, a dance of fire. There are some enormous birds up in the trees moving around," whispered Scotty, pointing in the direction of the dark shapes above. "I wouldn't worry about that," said Mallon, irritated with his audience. "Now listen to how the poet characterizes Hermamora's invocation in the 18th stanza of the 4th book. The dark shapes in the trees were some of them perched like birds, others slithered like snakes, and still others stood up straight like men." As Mallon recited his verse, Scotty watched the figures softly leap from branch to branch, half gliding across impossible distances for anything without wings. They gathered in groups and then reorganized until they had spread to every tree around the camp. Suddenly they plummeted from the heights. "Mara!" cried Scotty. "They're falling like rain." "Probably seed pods," Mallon shrugged, not turning around. "Some of the trees have remarkable—" The camp erupted into chaos. Fires burst out in the wagons. The horses wailed from mortal blows. Casks of wine, fresh water and liquor gushed their contents to the ground. A nimble shadow dashed past Scotty and Mallon, gathering sacks of grain and gold with impossible agility and grace. Scotty had only one glance at it, lit up by a sudden nearby burst of flame. It was a sleek creature with pointed ears, wide yellow eyes, mottled pied fur, and a tail like a whip. "Werewolf," he whimpered, shrinking back. "Cathay rot," groaned Mallon. "Much worse. Khajiiti cousins or some such thing, come to plunder." "Are you sure?" As quickly as they struck, the creatures retreated, diving off the bluff before the battle mage, and Knight, the caravan's escorts, had fully opened their eyes. Malin and Scotty ran to the precipice and saw 100 feet below the tiny figures dash out of the water, shake themselves, and disappear into the wood. "Werewolves aren't acrobats like that," said Malin. "They were definitely Cathay rot, bastard thieves. Thanks Stendar they didn't realize the value of my notebooks. It wasn't a complete loss."
She takes a look around at this beautiful home and does realize home is where the books are. Herbs and flowers and fire ferns, all of her books. She can't imagine a different home. Maybe vacation spots? You could definitely go visit Akmora and buy all the books they have there.